Hey, what's up everyone? We should be live now. Let me check, sound check, 1, 2, okay. How's everyone doing? Okay, so got that. I just need to make sure I have everything. I'm running a little bit late today. Alright, let me pop out chat. So I can get the highlighted chats working. Hey, what is up, Colin? Thank you for the membership renewal. I appreciate that. Why is the Spitfire alerts not going off for that though? The Galahad, yeah, this is a shirt from PAX. Give me 1 second. Why is... I'm not sure if something's wrong with my OBS. It is not capturing the notifications. So let me get the URL stuff set up. How's everyone doing? The YouTube chat looks a little less square. I mean, the actual window. Yeah, so YouTube did like a UI update change thing. So it looks like more rounded now. Almost like, I guess, iOS, kind of. Everything's like no sharp corners or edges on the windows. Alright, let's see if this works now. Boom. Alright, so stuff is popping up. Hello, hello, Emily. Hey, what's up, Shane Slick? Yo, what's up, Tommy TX? Lurking and playing CS, says Ben Wong. Hey, what's up, Kevin Ngo? Emily's taking a nap. Yeah, this should be interesting because I've only ever had to bend back like 1 or 2 pins very slightly on an AMD CPU. So I'll show you once we get into the stream. I'll show you because I couldn't show last time or whenever I got this package. I couldn't show what the damage actually looked like, but I did get a microscope that would allow me, which I'm gonna link it in the description in case anyone's curious. Okay, let me see. I bought it just to do this, but I think the microscopic camera, it's not even a microscope. It's more of like a macro cam. But let me see, how much did I pay for this thing? It was 30 bucks, which I don't think for 30 bucks I can really ask for more than this. So let me get that in case anyone needs to do or wants to do something similar. Okay, so that's in the description now. Hey, what's up, Chris? You dropped a 2600X on the garage floor and bent some pins once. This is the 5900X. Yeah, I don't have a bent 3900X, but we're just chilling for a bit. I'm trying to figure out why Stream Elements is not in my activity speed. So give me 1 second to figure that out. Activity feed. This my session is expired, but it only shows Twitch information. Edit widgets data. Nope. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this works. Come on. Somehow my YouTube got disconnected from it. This music is just Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Okay, let's see. There it is. All right. So we got, where's the... Let me test this out. All right, sweet, it works. Is a 3070 still good for gaming in 2022? Yeah, it is. You bought a Athlon 3000G. That's one of those APUs, right? For 60 bucks off of Marketplace. That had bent and missing pins and a cracked PCB. Got your money back. Facebook Marketplace. Did the person seem like a scammer, Joel? Or was it just like, you know, it just happened, or did they not know, or was it sketchy at all? Should your AIO pipes, I'm guessing you mean the tubes, be on the left or the right? So I'm assuming you're top mounting it? Honestly, it doesn't matter. Usually when I do the AIO tubes, it's just whatever, so I can get the upright orientation on the logo, and then whatever has the more natural bend, so that it's not like super fighting you. But it doesn't matter too much. I guess if you have a rear fan that is getting close up to, then maybe you want to put it up in the front, but then that could be closer to the front fan. So it depends on your configuration really, but you can do either way in most scenarios. PC Tech Hustle, I just want to know how you got that crazy close-up thumbnail. All right, hey, what's up? So first of all, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I'll show you how I got that thumbnail, because I was not able to show it on stream using this camera, which is just like a Sony. What is this? Sony. Chris, this is how bad I am with my own camera gear and audio gear. Like for this webcam, it's a Sony, I think A1000, I think. But I bought this from Coalition Gaming used, because he actually ended up getting two of them. A5000, sorry. Yeah, see, this is how not up to date I am. But for the thumbnail, I'm actually using this cheap generic Amazon Microscope camera, which I'll talk about in a second here. And we're actually going to be using it. Let me see if I have it in the test bench. Let's see. Come on. Where is it? Here. Nope, not there. I need to close these so I don't dox myself. Give me 1 second. What is the most expensive PC you built for you or your friend? Around 2,500 to 3,000 for my friend James. And that PC, it was expensive because it was aesthetics. Like, we put in a lot of stuff, like from Corsair, like white branded stuff, Asus Strix. So the price of performance on that one wasn't that good, but he wanted the aesthetics a certain way, so that's why we did it like that. Okay, let me see this. So here's the browser. Where are my windows? OBS, why are you doing this to me today? Why? I updated OBS but did not test it recently. Yeah, my OBS window is not. Okay, browser. Here we go. Alright, so we got Chrome up. So this, I have this in the description, but this is what we're using today, and this is how I got that thumbnail picture. But why is my stuff not showing up on here? Here we go. Give me 1 second. Can't be up. Oh, here we go. It's behind. I think I need to reactivate. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you use a needle? Yeah, you can use needles, toothpick. I'm going to be using razor blade-like objects. I I could not find any super fine pointed needle tweezers. I may have to jump upstairs and get them from my wife. Maybe, depending on how we do. But, a mechanical pencil. So would you stick the pin inside the mechanical pencil? I'm assuming you wouldn't use the lead, right? Or the graphite or whatever mechanical pencils used for writing, because that'll snap easily. But you could, if you have a big enough one, you can stick it in the hole and move it back. Brian Robinson says, I had to repair a pin on a Z690 on a toothboard, use a dental pick. Yeah, insert the pin into the tip. Okay, that's what I was thinking. You probably couldn't do it. I wonder if a pin would fit inside like a 0.5 lead pencil. Coalition Gaming says, oh yeah, I remember this story, Chris. I once took a motherboard with bent pins to a jewelry repair shop to convince the guy to fix it. He was very confused, but he pulled it off and it was fixed. Jewelry glasses could be nice. Yeah, so the jewelry magnifying glasses and just like all the little small intricate tools that they have. I'm not surprised they were able to fix it. And that's probably a really interesting story for them to tell after doing that repair. But that's pretty cool. All right. Yeah, so I do have a pair of tweezers here. They're not the best tweezers, but let's get into it because I don't know how long this is actually going to take us. So, if y'all remember, it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was sent this Ryzen 9 5900X from a viewer, B. Jones. I'm not going to dox him by giving his full name. He was in the chat. I'm not sure if he's in the chat tonight, but he sent me this note with it. So I'll read the note. You can't see it on the camera, but he said, I was going for an upgrade and dropped this like a dope. It might be ruined, but it's yours if you can fix the bent pins. Good luck. And he had a Ryzen 5, I believe. He was trying to upgrade to a 5900X. So if I can repair this, I'm actually planning on sending it back to him because this is an expensive, like, you know, product or item. And he was really trying to originally upgrade, so I don't feel right taking a Ryzen 9 from someone. I think this just makes interesting content for the stream, and if I can fix it, it just, you know, gives more experience for me for doing something like this, and I think they would be happy to get this upgrade back in their PC. So yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna be using is, I have this, just like this kit of random razor blades and stuff, so this is what I'm gonna be using to get in between the pins and try to bend them back into place. I do have, I think some people use these to try to straighten them, these blades for box cutters, to like straighten them and get them aligned, as well as these, as I showed earlier. These aren't really good pliers because they're kind of thick and they're not, can I get the focus on here? Maybe not. But yeah, these pliers aren't the best, so we'll see. I might have to grab some other ones. But alright. This camera, you see this camera right here? This, I have it, we'll go to the browser real quick. So the camera that I'm showing on screen right now on the browser is, it was not 41 bucks when I bought it. Did the price just go up? I paid 30 bucks for it. But honestly, I don't think, and I'll show you the quality in a second, but I don't think for 30 bucks, I should expect more than what this thing came with. So it does advertise 1080p, but I found that in OBS anyways, I can't get it to display in 1080p. I can only get it in 720p. So let me just show you an example of an object using this right here. So we'll go to the test bench. All right, so let's say this is the silicone power. And then you can get the zoom on it. But like, this is how close it gets in, which isn't horrible quality. So what you guys are seeing is 720. Let's look at the pins on the backside. So, oh wow, look at all that dead skin cells and hair. Yeah, that's the thing about microscopes. You start seeing stuff that you may not want to see up close, that you don't even realize is there. Like, just, oh wow. So this is 720p stretched to 1080p to fill the screen. So I'd say this for $30, this isn't bad. You're not gonna get this out of like, I need to move this camera more so I can, so yeah, it's centered on me better. But yeah, for $30, I can't really expect more than that. Don't ask me what those hairs are, okay? Everybody has hair all over their house probably. Those are too small to be that other types of hair that you might be thinking. I'm pretty sure anyways, at least for mine. But yeah, so I would say pretty good quality. Like, look at that. Wig hair? Why would I have wig hair? But, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the CPU itself. I'm gonna have to adjust this a bit. Give me 1 second. Because that was zoomed in way too close. Because I have to give myself room to work on it too. Because I'm literally gonna, I have to use this as my eyes as well. I'm gonna be looking at the screen as I fix it. Because I can't, you know, show it to you all while showing it in person. But alright, here's the CPU. Let me get the zoom correct. Or the focus. Okay. Yeah, it could be nose hair too, Shane S. Like. Let me get the focus right. Oh, I need to turn up the light all the way too. The light up all the way. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Alright, so here's the CPU. Yeah, so I do have something that's kind of like a, not a credit card, but I have this ruler that's pretty thin. It's a metal ruler. So I'm going to be using this also to try to straighten it. So I have a lot of different stuff we can try. Now, so, alright, let me orientate. So this is right side up. So this is one of the corners. This is the corner with the golden triangle. With the indicator. So this is one of the corners that we have to fix. So I'm going to rotate it now to show you the degree of the bends. Oh my goodness, look how ashy my finger looks right now. It doesn't look that bad in person. Like, I wouldn't even know my hand was that ashy if it wasn't for this microscope. Like, looking at it just at like this, it doesn't look bad at all. Holy. I mean, I do use lotion, but you know, when you wash your hands and stuff, the lotion, it dries out your hands. Okay, so there's one corner, so let me go down to, so then we'll keep moving down this end. There's multiple areas of like unstraightened pins. I think it was this angle. Yeah, so then we have like kind of a, let me get a pointer. So there's a little bit of some bent pins here too. Where is it? Oh yeah. So as you can see, these ones here, they got bent in a little bit. These are pretty straight. Or they're not that bad though. They're barely bent. So then we go to this corner. These ones are bent in quite a bit, but that should be a pretty quick, like, you know, sticking in a credit card or a ruler in there and getting all those fixed at the same time. And then we'll move around. So everything else looks straight. Moving around to this corner. There's only, I think, a couple of bent. You can kind of see. So this one right here is bent. And then a couple of these ones are a little bit bent inwards. I think if I get it at this angle, you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, see? How did he bend the pins? So typically when people bend these pins, it's because they drop it. And usually it lands on, you know, when you drop something, it usually lands on the edge. If you drop a CPU and it lands like this, like straight perfect down, it's actually probably going to be okay because there's so many pins that the force could be pretty evenly distributed, right? But when you get a corner, you're only hitting like a few pins and that's how you get them bent. Also, when you do it like this, it's pushing into the plane. So if anything, that's less likely to quote unquote bend if all the force is normal to that. So what I do, let's see. I've seen where people used pins off a donor CPU to replace the pins they broke off. They put them in the CPU slot on the board in the holes where the broken pins were to make contact with the CPU. Well, with AMDs, wouldn't that be a little difficult because there's like the holes are a lot bigger than the pins, even though you lock it in. I don't know how much more depth there is to it where it'll make contact. So that one seems interesting. If you had a taller pin, that would make sense, but I would think that would be like a low success chance if you did that. Interesting. Yeah. So for these, like, to be able to actually re-pin it, you would need like you would need special tools to do it, because what you need to do is be able to remove the solder that's currently on there. So you have to do it like in a very localized area, and then reseat them, which I don't have any of that. I think Linus did a video on it before. But yeah, you need like the solder, the flux, like all this little like micro tools to be able to put them back in place. So would you do the same thing for an Intel motherboard? Now, Intel motherboards I think are more difficult because the pins already come slanted and they're more like a blade, as opposed to this being actual like cylindrical pins that are very open and straight that you can to fix it. I've never had to fix an Intel motherboard's pins. Yeah, and you'd have to suck up the solder that you're removing, so it's a lot more difficult. So we're gonna attempt to try to fix this. I've never fixed bent pins to this degree before. I've done it where it was like just maybe kind of like this, where a couple of pins. But this is gonna be interesting to do it based off of the screen, and to see if I can. Let me see if I can focus it better. But yeah, you see down here, this is the desk mat that I'm on. So that's how good the zoom is on this camera. Which again, I can't really complain for $30. So let me see which... I'm going to try to use the sharpest, thinnest blade I have. So I'm going to try to do this one first. Oh man, this is a lot harder. So I want to be, wow, these are stiffer than I thought they would be. I want to be careful because I don't want to bend it. So these, you can only bend it so many times until it breaks. When I bend it back, I want it to go perfectly straight. I don't want to go too far in the opposite direction, because then I'm going to have to fix it going back. And that just adds more like fatigue to the solder joint and the pin. Doing it based off the screen is harder than I would have imagined. Oh, I just flicked it up, but oh man, I'm kind of scared. Okay, it's pretty stiff. I didn't break it. It's still kind of holding. Can next week's stream be just looking at random things under a microscope? Yeah, we could do that. We could do whatever y'all want to do. Okay, so I think what I need to do... I'm going to try using the razor... Yeah, I'm going to try using the razor blade method. Let's see if this method works. So this would be me sticking this razor blade in and just trying to shimmy it to the left. God, I can't see a thing. I have to use the monitor. Oh man, this is scary because you have to apply a good amount of force, but you can't accidentally, like, if you lose grip of it and you flick like your razor or whatever, you might end up applying too much force. It's like applying just enough to slowly move it back in place. Oh man, this is hard. That makes no sense. Yeah, I didn't explain that well. So, I'm not sure if you saw earlier, but I was moving it and applying the precise amount of force to move it just slightly versus, I guess, there's a point where once the pin starts moving, it gives a lot. Like, I'm not sure when you saw me bend this first pin back, I didn't move it back slowly. I was applying a slow amount of force up to a certain point, and then it instantly got back into place. Like, it felt like it softened up almost. Use an X-Acto knife? I mean, that's essentially what I'm using. I am using an X-Acto knife. Yeah, I fixed one pin so far, and that was a scary moment. That was like a uh, a clenching moment. Yeah, so look. Okay, so I'm getting this one decently well. Come on. Sorry, I'm touching the camera, so that's why it's moving. But it's because the camera has to be relatively close to the CPU for you to be able to see it. Oh man. Also, you see how I'm kind of marring up the pin? That should be fine though, because it should still be able to make contact. Pull up on the handle first to raise straight up before straightening. What do you mean? Put the blade on the PCB and lightly pivot the pin while pushing. I'm not sure if I have enough space to do that. Let me see. So you're saying do it like this and then wiggle like that? There we go. Oh, why? Oh, some of these seem really soft. Come on. So I don't need these to be perfectly straight. They just need to be straight enough to go in the socket. Yeah, Brian. Post a link to this pin schematic. Actually, I can pull it up. Let's see. AM4 pin schematic. I pulled it up earlier, but pinout diagram. There was a PDF here. So I'll pull this up and I'll link it. It's a... The issue, Death, is my tweezers. Look at how thick these tweezers are. These are the tweezers I have, unfortunately. I don't think they're gonna be of help. Yeah. I can see if she has any of the super fine ones, but let me pull up this browser real quick so that we can... I don't have a mechanical pencil on hand. I haven't used a mechanical pencil for a long time. All right, so let's see the pinout diagram. Oh no, that's not it. Here's the PDF. So yeah, you can go. So you can take a look at this based on what I linked. I'm gonna pin that. But relative to the golden triangle is where you can see which of the pins go to what. So let me see. Yeah, I'm flipping burgers with the cheaters. Okay, give me 1 second and let me see if I can get the super... If my wife has any super fine tweezers. So, give me 1 minute. All right. We did not have the tweezers I needed. Oh, man. Okay, so I'll show you what I have relative to the CPU. So, I did find a safety pin. So here's what, if you ever wondered what a safety pin looks like under a microscope, here's the safety pin. Right here's kind of scratched up after being used. Yeah, I need to definitely take my time, but and then here's the only other tweezer. Let me make sure these are clean. I'm not sure what the heck my wife would have used these for. But here's the other tweezers I have. So I don't have any super fine needle nose tweezers, but these ones, they're kind of thick. You see how it has that thicker section in there? So I do plan on, so basically to straighten them, so I need to, you see these ones right here? I need to get these ones separated enough so I could put something into it. But yeah, I do agree that I need to do something like this, where essentially, once they're straight enough, I can put something like this into it, and then straighten them. Actually, this is too thick. Actually, no, this is thin enough. But yeah, you can get it in between and kind of straighten it and do this. But I need to first do a round where any of the ones that are crossing each other or are making contact are separated. So we'll try with the safety pin versus the razor blade was working, but everyone's saying to use a safety pin, which is what this is. And relative to the pins, like before doing this, I would have thought the safety pin would have been a good amount like thinner than the CPU pins. But as you can see, that's not the case. This is a safety pin. I mean, I guess there could be smaller. Use some iFixit tweezers. Man, I have not used a mechanical pencil. I guess at work I use a pen. In college I use a mechanical pencil. I don't know if we even have one in the house. Yeah, I don't know if the safety pin's gonna be better than let me see. I don't know if this is gonna be better. Sorry for the camera moving. Yeah, this is, I don't have as good of a grip on the pin because there's no, you know, there's no grip. I'm just holding onto the metal, which is kind of sliding when I try to apply force to it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I think I have to stick with the X-Acto knife. The safety pin does not feel like it has as much control. Here, let me do the focus again. It looks like it got out of focus. And let me turn down the light a bit. I don't think we need that much light. Okay. This thing is very, it's very sensitive to the distance you're away to get the focus. Okay, I'm just turning this wheel ever so slightly. That's not any better. Come on. Because it's magnified, every little movement I do, it looks like it's shaking a ton. Sorry if this is giving anyone motion sickness. Alright, I think that's the best I can get it. Yeah, so I think here, oh geez, yeah. I just need to get, you're saying get enough of a gap, which is what I'm trying to do. Oh man. Here we go. Then we have to look at it from this angle. This is, let's see if I can get this into, oh man, I cannot see. What's more difficult too is doing it in front of a live audience. This is nerve-wracking. Yeah, I need to get that back a little bit more. No pressure. Just remember, we watching. All right. Come on. Barely get it. There we go. Give me a second. Let me slide this into there. Into there, okay. Do a little bit of this. And then just gotta get this into here. And wiggle it back. Jeez. Come on. No. Bend back. Come on. There we go. Hey, that actually doesn't look that bad. And then getting PTSD when I did this to a 5600X. Got it working after 2 hours of bending. Yeah, we'll see how long, but wow, I'm actually surprised that one got that fixed. So I need to fix this one now. But, yeah. Yeah, use a metal credit card. Just make sure I can see the numbers. Yeah. Yeah, and they don't have to be perfect. They just need to fit in to the motherboard, and then it should make contact. So let me see. Let me see if I can get these straight. Oh, come on. I just bent it back. All right, so I just need to send something right down the middle there. I just need to send something right down the middle to spread these ones, and then we should be good. So let me see if I can do that. The width of this razor blade is actually perfect. It fits snug in between the pins. So I just need to force it in there and kind of part them. Let me see. How's that look? I would say not too bad. It could be a little straighter. Looking, this area is definitely looking better than earlier. Firmly grasp it. That's a SpongeBob reference, right? Danny, do you use the OnePlus 8 Pro? Yeah, I do, Kung MMA. That is the phone that I use. I just need to get this one back in line here. Yeah, it's very hard because for you guys it looks better at a certain angle, but I can't really. Actually, let me see if I can shift the camera so that it makes it so that I'm sitting at a good position relative to it. I think that might be good enough. There are other corners that are doing way worse than this one. So, actually, no, let me get this one more time. How's that look? Yeah. So that so here's, let me pull up something that I found. Let's see. So the bends that I have aren't that bad because it's just the pin is bent like where the solder is. So it's just like this. But I found a funny example that I saw online. See if I can. It was like a really bad pin where it wiggled. The pin, like, it was wavy, which I've never seen that before. But apparently I can't find the picture now. I was relieved when I opened the 12600K and there were no pins to bend, even though I only handled for about 10 seconds. Yeah. Wavy pins are the new meta. Exactly. Where is that one though? I had it pulled up, but when I restarted the PC, it went away. Dang. Nope, I can't find it, unfortunately. But yeah, the bending that I have to do, we should hopefully be able to fix it, so long as none of the pins fall out from overbending. Okay, I think this, I would say, what do you guys think? Would you say this corner is good enough to move on from? Like, this might be able to fit back into the socket. Why don't you use something in the middle, then use your tool to bend the sides? What do you mean? Put something in the middle. Yeah, for the wiggle to happen in that picture that I saw, it must have been dropped like directly. It looked like the pin buckled, essentially. Put something in the, I still don't understand what you mean. Like, put something here and then bend the other side? Well, I mean, there's very limited space to work with, so like to hold it in place. Oh, you mean like here? Place something here so it doesn't move around? One person saying yes and one person saying no. Hey, see you later. Like how you first said. Oh, well, so first of all, if I put something down like this and then try to bend it on the other side, I see what you're saying, but here, let me see. Like, if I hold this in place, it's kind of difficult given how I don't have the best visual on it, especially, and like how little space I have. Like, so you're saying hold it here in the middle so that it can't bend too far? That's actually a good idea. Let me see if I can execute on it. So now I just want to bend this one. Oh, jeez! I could have just left it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, okay, let me see if this is overbent. Are you kidding me? That may not be a, that may not be an important pin. But I think I need to move on once I get it close enough. Whose idea was this? No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, we're not blaming anybody here. That was actually a good suggestion, but okay, the pin, you see how when I'm pushing on it, it's fine. It's not like it hasn't broken at the solder or it hasn't broken at the pin. So we're still good on here. Let me just get it back into place very carefully. But we're not going to do that again. There we go. That's close enough. Maybe a little more. Okay. We're back. We're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah. All right. So we fixed that. We're moving on. We're moving on, folks. Okay. So now we have some bent pins here. So this one should be very easy. So this one you can kind of see there's a slight, they're kind of bending inwards right around here. So I should be able to just slide this razor blade through. And as it hits them, just kind of wiggle it to the right. See if that straightened it. A little bit. Actually, I barely did anything. These actually might be okay to go into the motherboard. Sorry, if you can, all you see is my finger right now, because, alright, let's see. What CPU are you, oh yeah, I should have put 5900X. Just maybe melt the whole chip down and start new. Yeah, that is one way to do it. Actually, all right, so that's at the end. We're gonna get to that. But the midpoint, I think I got it. So it was around here. Yeah, you see how those are slightly bent? So those are good enough in my opinion. Now we're gonna get to the corner, which has all these bent inwards. Let me look from this angle. Okay, so these ones look good on this edge. I think it's just these ones that need to be bent back out. What's the story behind the CPU at Citrus? So it was donated by a viewer who was trying to upgrade from, I forget if it was a Ryzen 5600 or a 3600, but they were trying to upgrade to a 5900X, and they dropped it, and it bent a bunch of the pins. So they donated it, saying if you could fix it, you could have it. So I'm just trying to fix this, and then test it by the end of stream to see if I can get it to work. So now, okay, you see all those bent pins? I'm going to slide this in, force it in, and slowly get them back into place, hopefully, without overbending them. Let me get some more light in here. Free, yeah, free CPU. Nah, I think I'm gonna send it back to them if we can fix this. This would be a very good upgrade for them. This doesn't mean send me all your broken stuff and I'll fix it for free though, because I have no guarantees that I might not break it more. Come on. Get back in there, you. Oh, no. That went the wrong way. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to use this one for a bit. I need to separate it enough where I can slide it through. Demon Raptor Super Chat, $2. The story behind the razor blade? The story behind the razor blade? I don't know. I bought it from Harbor Freight or Home Depot or something. There's no story behind the razor blade. Yeah, the nice thing about this microscopic USB camera is I can see way better than I can with my bare eyes in person. Like, yeah, it definitely helps to have this. Gotta be careful. Gotta get enough of a gap. Nah, man, it's so hard to make it get a gap. Do you have a mechanical pencil? I don't. But the thing is, a lot of these, you see, a mechanical pencil wouldn't help here because this is making contact. You have to have a certain amount of space before you could actually slip a mechanical pencil into here. So I still have to separate it a good amount. When the pins are making contact, that wouldn't work. But also, I don't have a metal toothpick. I mean, if a metal toothpick is thinner than this, which I've shown earlier, this is a safety pin, and it's kind of thick. I've been having the most luck with the razor with the handle. The handle actually makes a huge difference because this is a very tense situation, and my fingers would slip when it's all metal, like with the, Oh, see, you see when you lose it right there, if you accidentally hit something else as it loses the grip, you could overbend it. I use a Phillips head at the end just so that they have the same spacing in between each other. A Phillips head? You put a crossed Phillips head in here, like a very small jewel tip one? Extreme Zone says, I would have already either destroyed that or gave up by now. I'm gonna be really sad if I get to a point where I accidentally break a pin. But we haven't reached that point yet, so it's just so hard to see. And moving it just ever so slightly, as I've said earlier, was it's also very difficult. Oh man, these are very. Here, give me a second. I need to. Yeah, the camera's in the way. You gotta do it from here. Here we go. Come on, shift. It's not moving. Use a sewing needle. Safety pin is the closest thing I've got, and using the safety pin was not as good. Yeah, I need to... How do I get the gap? You see how much, like, I'm like applying quite a bit of force to try to get it to wedge like this, and it's barely even moving. Ace Dev with the super chat, 109. Imagine if all the pins randomly break. Yeah, I do not want to imagine that. This would make me so happy if I could fix this and send it back in working order. Because I think that would be a surprise they wouldn't expect. Oh my goodness. I'm applying quite a bit of force. I'm just afraid applying too much would break it. Yeah, I need to still get a gap on that one. Crap. Just break off all the pins and put them into the mobile. I don't know about that. How much are these 5900Xs going for right now? I don't know if that would be a good idea. So once I can get it like this, you see how easy it was to straighten it? Getting it in and then wiggling it just like that. But it's getting that gap that's... Oh, come on. Get in there, you. I think that one's okay. Is that big enough? Oh, I'm blinding you all now. Okay, I think that might be a big enough gap to slide the razor in now. Just recently did a build with 4 to 5 bent pins too. I use a sewing needle that has the perfect thickness. Yeah, so I don't know where... We have a sewing kit somewhere, but I was not able to find it. But the razor blades, they do fit in here decently well. And then you can use them to straighten it all at once like that. Sorry about... Let the light get adjusted. Yeah, actually that's pretty straight. Here, let me get a different angle on it. Yeah, so those... Remember, those were all touching. All these were touching the adjacent ones, and now they're basically straight. So, nice. Hey, what's up, FSB1993? Thanks for the kind words. I used a razor and a thumbtack on Monday, fixed 30 pins. This was also an AMD CPU, or is it a Intel motherboard? Okay, so now I need to get it straight the other way. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I need to get it. We need to straighten it like this. Been here since before your first ASMR PC and also gaming table build. Gaming table. Oh, yeah. The Wrath of the Lich King setup. All right, what are we thinking here? It looks like it's still... I'm gonna have to send a razor blade down each of these columns. Give me 1 second. All right, how's that look? What do you think? Oh man, they still... It'll be... Okay, the 4th pin. Okay. The 4th pin is being difficult right now. I need to bend it back in place. For your current efforts trying to save the CPU. Thank you, Extreme Zone. I appreciate it. Yeah. That 4th pin, you see that? No matter how much I try to wedge the razor blade in, which would be the equivalent to the credit card a lot of people are talking about. I don't have a credit card. I think my credit card would be too thick for this. Actually, let me see. That's dangerous though. I'm not trying to put my credit card accidentally information online. Do I have any other cards though that I could use? Doesn't look like it. Not in reach anyways. I think dropping a CPU is like a rite of passage, like cutting yourself on heatsink fans, indeed. You need to do it once so that you never do it again. I guess unless you're Linus. Alright, question for you all. Do you think Linus drops stuff on purpose at this point because it's a meme? Like, have you seen a video or a clip where it looks like he intentionally dropped it on purpose? No? So you think every Linus drop is legitimate? Use your library card? Library card? I do not have a library card, unfortunately. Alright, let me try to get this back in. Once they're like pretty much straight, it's hard to get them perfectly, which I know we talked about not needing it to be perfect, but some of these are like, they look like they're right at that point where they might not fit in. But this might be the, yeah, that fourth pin. Oh my goodness, that one is annoying. That one right there, I've been trying to work that for like the last 5 minutes, and it looks like it hasn't even moved. Everything else actually looks pretty decent though, see? Everything else except that fourth pin. Let me see if I can, 1, 2, come on. Bend back a little bit, you. There we, come on. Alright, how's that look? I think this is as good as we're gonna get it. What do you think? He does it for the view. Don't overstraighten. Yeah, I'm not trying to overstraighten it. He does it for the views. You're talking about the dropping? I mean, it's a meme. I don't think it gets him that many more views than his videos would have gotten him, but it's just like a shtick at this point for the channel, right? I can't test it on the socket yet because we have more bends. Where's the next area? This area has some pretty bad bends too. Once I get everything straight enough... What is that? Is that a piece of tape or is that... Nope. That is skin tearing off of my fingertip. Yeah, the motherboard decides if it's straight, but I'm not going to stick it in the motherboard yet until we get these obviously... Like, that's not going in. That's way too bad. So, I think this is the last corner, I think. So, we've been at this for about 45 minutes. Wow. I did not think I've been taking this long on it. Wiggle it back that way, and then... Here, let me do this better. Here we go. Come on. Straighten yourself. That one needs to be straightened too. Okay, now that one needs to be straightened this way. Apparently 3300X only has one pin because so many people call it a unicorn. Yeah. Just scratching up. I guess the non-important parts of it, but okay, this one. Okay, that's actually not looking too bad. Then I just gotta get it back this way. Come on. Alright, let's take a look at this now. So there's this bent one right here. This one, come on. Right here. So I'll fix that one, but all these other ones down here that were bent, or whichever ones it was, that's looking better now. What did he do? Throw the CPU across the room? No, if you throw a CPU, it would be way worse than what we're seeing here. I'm going to send the razor blade down this aisle, or this column, and that should get that one straight. Pretty good progress, says Rob Stew. Yeah, thank you. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how well it's going. We did have that big oopsie earlier, but at least the pin did not break off. But okay, let's take a look here. What do you think? Sorry, let me try to readjust the light so that it's not as $30 Amazon generic camera failing. Okay. So those look good. I think it would drop in. And let me see this. Let me go around again, make sure we didn't get any off the sides that we missed. There's that one, but I think that's straight enough. Yeah, there's that one right there that's a little bent in, but that should be fine. Again, they don't have to be perfect. Oh, it looks like this corner. Let me see on this. So these ones up here, I could try to straighten that one a little bit more. Just a little bit. There we go. I think we're good. We can test this now. Let me go over again. Yeah, that one is bent, but I think it'll still fit in. Is this the 5900X that was sent to you? Yes, this was from B Jones. I don't think B Jones is in here right now watching chat. He was that day. Oh my goodness, is this camera overheating? Why is it starting to lag? Oh, those two can be straightened a little bit more. Give me 1 second, let me do that. Yeah, how did I miss these two? Yeah, that one definitely needs to be straightened. Okay. That's looking better. Alright, what do you think? Do we test it now? This one too. Drink water, says Kevin. No, thank you. Don't do it, you're gonna break it. The Boss 90 says, I have a 5900X my own and I know the pain. I don't believe it. I think you thought, no way, Jose. This is totally the original one because you can still see the bent pins. I also do not have a 5900X on hand. Y'all seen me on camera the entire time. I did not see. I guess we could have looked at, here, let me put this down. I guess we could have, let's look at the surface of this real quick. Turn up the light a little bit. Is the zoom that bad? I guess we could have looked at the serial number, which you can barely see. Never mind, this was a bad idea. You can't even see what the serial number is, so I can't prove this is the same CPU that we've been working on this whole time, but y'all know it is. Yeah, I would imagine the socket is way harder to fix. There's less room on the socket. This, we have a lot of open space to work on it, so. Have any micro tweezers? Have done this in the past with those slowly straight and stubborn. Yeah, so I do not have any micro tweezers, as I was showing earlier on the stream. So I have these tweezers, which they're pretty thick. If you look at the gapping between the pins versus how thick the sharp tip is. And then I have my burger flipping tweezers. According to Death, look how thick those babies are. Heck yeah. Very thick. Okay. So, now we're going to test it. So I think we're good to go. I have this was the 5600 system that I built most recently. I do not have an overhead cam set up for this. Originally, I was just going to do it on an open test bench so it's easier to see. But, we can move this over here. And I can get this into the system real fast. And we can at least check to see if it boots and maybe run like a Cinebench to see if that works. So I need to grab a screwdriver. What up? Hope you're having a good week so far, Lob says. Lobster Freak, I hope you are too. And now for 10 tablespoons of thermal paste. Exactly. can't see chat. Let me see. Actually, while I'm doing this, we can just show the close-up to the pins, because people who are attending late may be like, what is going on? But yeah, the pins aren't perfectly straight, but they're good enough to hopefully go into the socket, which the socket can also help straighten it out too when it gets locked in. So we'll see. Oh, and I gotta clean the thermal paste. Why didn't I do this ahead of time? Oh, because I was making sure the BIOS version was working before stream. If that doesn't work, I guess you'll have to send it to Greg Salazar. Yeah, I can send it to Greg and see if he can try fixing it too. We'll just pass it around to everybody. Has Greg done fixing a viewer's PC with bent pins? He usually does it on a whole PC level, right? Not like a component level. So I guess, how would you get Greg a PC where when he pulled the CPU out, it had bent pins? I guess that wouldn't be a scenario that would occur. I think he had one. Oh, he did have one with bent pins? Interesting. He's done it with the PSU. He has, yeah, the socket bent pins. Okay. Socket would be way harder. Alright, so out comes the... Oh, let's see if we can see the thermal paste on this one. So here's the 5600X. Got some thermal paste on it, or the 5600 rather. So here's the 5600, which... How come this looks... Oh, it's because I have more lights on. But that's what the 5600 that's coming out looks like. Now, and oh, actually, let me see. Yeah, I can't show it on. But now we're going to go in with the 5900X. Can't see! I can't see anything! Give me 1 second. Let me put this on. I need more light. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. It's not fitting. Alright, 3 of the corners go in pretty easily. The golden corner, the one with the marker to line it up, that one is struggling. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Oh man. So this corner is the only one that's still raised. So I need to get this one straighter, I guess. Working in a coal mine, exactly. Okay, so I need to... What looks the most... These ones are kind of tight, actually. These pins. So it might be these ones that are stopping it from dropping in all the way. But we're getting really close. So let me see. You can wedge this in and straighten it a little bit more. Are you sure you're placing it correctly? Hey, what's up? I saw your comment, by the way, Leon. Yeah. I made sure it was lined up correctly. Maybe it might be this one too. This one looks like it's a little bit off. Get in a little bit more. Anything else looking out of place? Yeah, it's been a while. Glad you're at the stream though. We're here every week on Wednesdays, so love to see some of the OG viewers from like way early on in the channel, you know, find the channel again. So, all right, that looks pretty straight to me. I don't know. Here, let me try to get the color to. There we go. Yeah, to me that looks pretty straight now. Yeah, I'm gonna test it again. Let's do it. How early is early? Been here since 2019. I don't remember how long. He's probably been around since like 2017 or 18, if I remember correctly. I remember because he hasn't changed his, but one, because of his name, but two, he hasn't changed his picture since then. It's been the same one. Can't see. This is where an open test bench would have been easier because the case is blocking the light coming in from the side. So, watch I just like drop this and rebend the pins. All right, it's in. That shouldn't have happened. That's interesting. I should have turned off the power supply. All right, so it is in. Drop it in with a backhoe. Wiggle the socket. Yeah. No, so when I was in there, I was wiggling the arm back and forth. I didn't just like shut the lever arm down. I was putting it back and forth so that if there's any more straightening to be done, hopefully the socket like realigned everything. So yeah. Yeah, $150 Optiplex builds, which we haven't been able to do for like the last couple of years due to pandemic. Yeah. All right. So now let me get this cooler back on. This cooler and motherboard aren't really super adequate for the 5900, but we're just going to be in Windows and not do anything too crazy. Maybe we'll run Cinebench and see if that doesn't crash it, but we'll see. Alright, so for this one, because we're just testing here, I don't want to use my good stuff, because I'm going to be removing it anyways. We got this AliExpress $1 for this gigantic tube of thermal paste. The HY710 AliExpress special right here. Yes, this is an SE214XT. Yes, it is. The RGB $20 Amazon cooler. Alright, so we got that on there. Colgate paste, exactly. Alright, so let me get these screwed on. And then we could boot up and see if we could just use it. It came from AliExpress. How good do you think it is? It's good enough to test if components work. That's what I typically use it for. I don't use it for builds or anything. I think Brian made a video rounding up all the different... I think Brian has made a video about the HY510. This is a 710, but yeah. Don't put this in... Don't use crappy thermal paste in systems that you plan on, like, not being touched or opened up for a long time. For test bench stuff, it's fine. Nope, I just dropped the screwdriver in here. Where am I? What am I, Linus? Alright, we're good to go. The fan, I'm just gonna place it on here. It doesn't need to be perfectly on. Actually, where's my tape? I hate those spring clips. The spring clips actually get really close to the graphics card, so they're annoying to put on and off. So I'm just gonna make sure the fan stays in place here so it's blowing some cold air. Alright. Let's see if this works. Alright, the system is on. The closest thing that you all get to see is this monitor right here. Hey, we do get the splash screen for the motherboard. Come on, get into Windows. Let's go. That's the tube that Danny uses for his flips. So the funny thing is, I don't flip PCs. I haven't flipped a PC in a really long time. Hey, we're in the Windows. Oh, let me see if I can... Where's my phone? Let me see if I can get the phone cam to work. I can show you all. Yeah, so we'll do a Cinebench run real quick. And then you guys can tell me what the reference score is that we should be looking for. Alright, so let me see if I can get this cam to work. Come on. Is all my OBS stuff just broken today? Just decides it doesn't want to work. I want to show you what's on the screen. What graphics card do you have in that bench? It's a 6700 XT. Let's see. Alright. Well, we don't know if it for sure works yet, but we'll see. No properties available? What the heck? Alright, so apparently my OBS is... I have to reconfigure it. One of the updates broke my portable cam. Okay, but let me make sure this works. Like, it's detected as a 5900X in here. Alright, Ryzen 950. I'm trying to see if I can show it to you all. I don't think I can. These cords aren't going to reach to the camera. Yeah, so that was actually in like 2016. I think the Phenom 2 budget PC. So yeah, that you've been around since the very beginning of the channel. Y'all see that empty bottle of bourbon? What bourbon are you talking about? On the floor behind him? I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing on the floor behind me. You're lying. Oh, use the micro cam. Yeah, I wonder if this thing would work. Let me see. This is the most janky way. Oh! Alright. Yo, who's the genius? Let's see. Use Wild Kang. Here we go. Alright. So the system detects it. Y'all can see that there. I removed one of the memory sticks because the fan, it was in the way of the fan. So that's why it only has 8 gigabytes. Hey, Cam JC. Thanks for being here at the stream. You have a good night yourself. Wild King is Wild King. Alright. So we do have a working... Wow. Actually, this micro camera is actually not bad as like a normal camera too. I'm sorry it's shaking. Let me see if I can put it down and readjust. Let me see if I can get this so that you can all at least see. This is so funny. Danny had... Yeah, right. Trust me, I do not have multiple 5900Xs laying around. Okay, here we go, here we go. I'm just trying to show it focused enough. Alright, so we do have the 5900X. It is detected. We're gonna run Cinebench in the most janky way possible. We're pointing a microscope camera at the screen, which is kind of cool when you see other stuff like that, like zoomed up, huh? Like in macro. All right, let me get the focus right on here. Oh man, that's such a narrow range. All right, that's the best we can do. Let me make sure the cord doesn't move. So we're gonna run Cinebench now, if I can get this camera to stop moving. It's moving without me touching it. It's because the cord. Okay, so let's get this Cinebench opened up. We'll run it for, let's do the 10-minute throttle test. Oh, you definitely can't see anything here. Let me see if this helps. That was, the PC didn't restart. That was from me wiggling the HDMI, I think anyways. Hopefully. There it is. Alright, it's back. So now we're gonna do test duration 10 minutes to let's just do 30 minutes. Let me get hardware info up on here. I've got an i5 2500 GTX 960 build in my garage that's pretty nice for being so cheap. Yeah, the Sandy Bridge i5s are starting to feel old, especially if you play really new games. But for like esports stuff, a build like that could be so cheap and still give like a playable experience. I'm not gonna say enjoyable per se, but all right, we're gonna start the multi-core test. This thing is probably gonna like freeze to a halt. But let me see if I can get the temps on here. We'll just look at the package temperatures. Where's it at? Where's it at? There it is. Okay. So, as you can see, Cinebench is running. And you see the 5900X there in the system. And then let's see if we can read the temperatures. So we are running the multi-core run, as you can see. That's what the time is, multi-core test. And it already did one pass. But for a $20 Amazon cooler, we are running at stock settings though, nothing too crazy. So it's running at around 70 degrees. Let me see if I can look at the core. Yeah, so we're looking at the thread utilization. We're running at 100% on all threads. Right there. Sorry the camera's shaky because I'm holding it in my hand. And the microscope camera is super sensitive to movement. Yeah, so each time it has to reset, the threads do drop, but then it picks right back up to 100% consistently. So, and what's the speeds we're running at? So this is running at stock, all core. It looks like it's running at basically 4 gigahertz right there. But yeah, let's see what's the temperature hitting. I think it's maxing out at 70 degrees. Is someone gonna send in something for, oh my goodness, season 1 episode 2 of Nerds Gonna Fix It? What is Greg at now? He has so many seasons and episodes of multiple different series. It's hard for me to even keep track of. I don't have time to watch all of them, but I do see them pop up on my timeline, and I watch them when I can. But yeah, Greg with the whole season. Yeah, so there it is. ID cooling. $20 Amazon cooler, keeping a stock 7900 or 5900X at 70 degrees. All right. So the thing is, I don't have B Jones's contact information. And if he's not here to watch this stream, he's not going to know we were able to fix his CPU and give me his information to send it back. I could just send it to the address that I don't even know if I have the package. I might have thrown it away. Oops. You're gonna accident, dude. Once you open up heat pipes, there's no way you can refill and reseal that without it being either contaminated or just like janky. So there still needs to be more testing that I need to do on this, because just because it runs Cinebench fine doesn't mean every other aspect of using the PC is gonna be fine, right? I want to definitely run other like Prime 95. I want to test it for different games as well, just to make sure that every part of the CPU that I can think of anyways can be utilized without it having any issues or crashes specific to, you know, whichever pins that we just bent back to place. So yeah. Yeah, IDA is definitely another one because it's free, so I'll definitely do that one. So IDA, Prime, run some games, and stuff like that. Do some testing for the memory, because some of the pins are specific to memory on the CPU. CPU-Z has a built one, so yeah. So we have successfully bent the pins back into place. I'm pretty happy about that. It could have gone worse. I need to clip that portion of the stream where I did the big oopsie and like accidentally jerked the pin completely the opposite way. Wild King says, I have a Ryzen 5 5600X, not overclocked, and an AMD RX 6600. Would overclocking help my CPU help get better performance? I think a stock 5600X, when it's already going to perform pretty well compared to the 6600. It depends on what games you play, but I don't see many scenarios where overclocking it would help too much for average FPS. It might help on the 1% lows, but it depends on the titles you're playing. All right, so that was an hour and a half. We're an hour and a half into stream. Honestly, I thought it was gonna take initially like 45 minutes max, but with most things, once you start doing it, you realize how much harder it is. So for the rest of the stream, I need to focus on chat because I haven't been able to read much of chat because I've been focusing on the camera. We could look at other things underneath the microscope. What else can we do? Let me put this 5600 into its thing before I accidentally bend the pins. Rebent the pins and fix them again for the content. Exactly. I wonder if I could cut down the stream to a short video to make it like a quick, like 3-4 minute video. Does it 60? Okay, 68. So now, if you guys have anything you want me to look at on Twitter, you can submit it. Information in the description below. You just need to tag me. But give me 1 second to actually log into Twitter on the incognito. Okay. But if you want me to do that, feel free, or you can ask whatever questions and we can answer it as a community. Sign in. The thumbnail is painful, I know, and that's an actual picture of the CPU that we fixed. I captured it with the microscope camera. It wasn't like a generic Google image that I pulled out. Cut off the pins with snips that you don't need just for kicks. That was actually brought up in a conversation I had with someone today as like a fun video idea. I'm not gonna do it, but they might do it. Okay, let me get this. Twitter, why are you always doing this to me? Why? We gotta get the settings, display, lights out, green, done. This is the right size. Okay. Good there, but again, this is the camera that I used. The price went up, but if we look up Microscope USB camera, they're really cheap on Amazon. Look at this. I bet these have 2 different names, but this looks like the exact same camera, and it's only 22 bucks. Why did it... Oh, this is a limited deal. Why did I buy mine for 30 bucks is what I'm asking. But this wasn't here when I bought it. Citrus just gifted 50 memberships. Alright. Is it not popping up? Where? How come the sound's not popping up? Maybe it'll be on the next one. Citrus, thank you. Oh, there it is. So we'll let some of those run. Thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Tapatootie says, hi, I'm using Intel Pentium G4560 with 8 gigabytes of RAM and a 1050. Should I upgrade my CPU and switch to AMD? Thank you for advance. How much money do you have, Tapatootie? Yeah, so the 4560, that was a 2-core 4-thread, right? I'm starting to forget. G4560. I'm pretty sure it only has 4 threads total. Yeah, 2 cores, 4 threads. Alright, so... Your budget is $250? And you only have 8 gigabytes of RAM? Ooh, okay. We could try to put something together for you. But, alright, this is the processor you have. I remember when these Pentiums came out, what was their release price? Wasn't it like 60 bucks or something? Do they not put the MSRP on here anymore? Launch date. What was the suggested MSRP? Is this too old now that they took it off? But these were really cool because they were cheap and they had at least 4 threads, which was kind of like the difference between a stuttery mess for gameplay or something that's at least playable at 30 FPS. So this is, let's see, yeah, Kaby Lake. It wouldn't be worth putting a Kaby Lake CPU in there in my opinion. But for $250, you should be able to upgrade easily to an AMD. I guess you could also get Intel. You could almost get a 12th gen Intel setup with that. Yeah, it was like 60. I think they released at 65 bucks, but then on sales and stuff, you used to be able to find them for like 50. Let's go to PC Part Picker. The issue is, once you do the upgrade with your $250, from that to like either AMD or Intel, you're gonna need RAM as well. So let's see if we can get you for $250 before tax, of course. 16 gigabytes of RAM, processor, and a motherboard. Let's see if we can do that. The i7-7700 is the 135 buy it now on eBay. Yeah, but 135 bucks for what is the 7700? That's it's only the max out of 8 threads, but I forget if that's hyper threaded or not. Isn't that 4-core 8 threads still? Let's see. Yeah, that's a 4-core 8-thread CPU from 2017. I don't know if 135 bucks is worth it, even though you're keeping the motherboard. At that point, I would say, I mean, the GTX 1050, depending on the titles you're playing, you're asking for a lot if you're trying to upgrade the CPU, and we're trying to get up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and upgrade a graphics card. Because graphics cards, for the most part, unless you're buying used, is not that cheap. So some people are saying buy a compatible i7, which would be a 7700. So let's take a look at eBay. So Chris you could get a 6700 as well, because it'll fit in the same socket. So i7, 7700. If we look at these, they are going for 7700 is going for 135. Is that the lowest price one? So those are broken. You can get a 7700 locked for 115 after shipping. Okay, we're gonna ask the chat this. What would you do with 250 bucks? What are the solds? Yeah, we can look at the sold listings too. See all sold. Where's it at? Price. What the heck? Condition. Where's the sold listing? Wouldn't it be under buying format? It's not under that. It's not under price. It's not under condition. Why can I not just sort by sold? Oh, here it is. I had to scroll down more. Sorry. The window or my scroll wasn't picking it up. Okay. Show only sold items. Apply. So what are these selling for? Pre-owned. September 2nd though. That is a long time ago. 45 bucks. I don't even know if that's used, removed from working environment. Okay. So this apparently as low as 40. September 19th, September 7th. Where's all the recent one? Here's one for 65 bucks. Is this working? Used for 2 years, minimum wear. All right, so for 65 bucks, now I think it would be more worth it. But then here's another one, more kind of recent. Wait, August. Wow, eBay just doesn't have a bunch of these. Let's see. Newly listed. Ended recently. Here we go. So those ones are old. Sorry, those were back in August. I don't think that's like a reflective price. If we were to look at stuff that was sold within the last month, i7 7700s, $108. Here's a K one for $155. Here's one for $106, $170 for a K SKU 110. So for $110. So we'll use 110. They're getting so cheap on eBay now. What is... Oh, the 5700X for 160? Yeah, that's a really good price. Bro, please don't buy a 5-year-old CPU for 110 bucks. That's what I'm saying. I vote no. I say you use the graphics card for a little bit longer. You're still going to get a huge uplift in performance, even if you keep the GTX 1050. Like, just by upgrading the CPU, your quality of life, first of all, like just using the PC, load times for stuff as well as boot up, you're going to notice it being snappier and feeling better, especially if you also get the 16 gigabytes of RAM. I cannot recommend spending this much money on a dead platform. And it literally is a dead platform because this is basically the end of the line. The i9s definitely would not be worth it. Oh, how much is the i3 10100? Let's see. The prices on those are sometimes all over the place, but so you can get a you can get a 10100F for 60 bucks still, which is what I've been doing. So I guess if you do this, you have much better room. So the computer, just either the monitor turned off. Give me a second. I'm not sure if the monitor is being janky or if the system is being janky. Let me see. Oh no, it's good. It turned back on. Yeah, the monitor, the connection is kind of loose, so it's still running Cinebench. Max temperature is still 73 degrees with the ID cooling $20 cooler on Amazon. All right. This is the continuation, I think, from Citrus from earlier. It's just playing. He gifted that many times. It's still going. Yeah, 10100 for 60 bucks is what we're seeing here on. Is what we're seeing here on Amazon. So maybe we could do one of those. I hope they're still here because we're bouncing all over the place. But if we were to choose a CPU for 250 bucks What can we get? The issue is the 1050 alone is like what? Is that still going for like 70 bucks or something right now? To get a better graphics card, you're gonna need to spend at least 100 bucks, which leaves us only with around 100. So let's see what we can do here. So you grab yourself a 10100F, except it's not $80 as you're seeing here. You grab one for $60 on Amazon, I'm assuming you're in the US. Now we're gonna choose one of the cheapest motherboards we can get, hopefully. Price lowest to highest. The lowest, you would probably have to look on Amazon too. LGA 1200 motherboard. I'm just trying, because PC Part Picker doesn't look at the used stuff, so we have to look manually. H510 board right here for 73. Here's one for 70. These are not as cheap as I was hoping. I was hoping they would be around 60 bucks or so. Similar price to the CPU. For 80 bucks, you could get a Z490 and get yourself set up for an upgrade down the line. Used. Yeah, see what? Look at this weird pricing. 80 bucks for a used Z490A Pro from MSI. Or 70 bucks for a freaking bare bones H410. At that point, you spend the extra 10 bucks. Here's a B460 for 80 bucks. Yeah, but or you can buy locally. So this is what you do. Tapatootie says your current memory is 8 GB, 2 sticks of 2400 megahertz. But your motherboard only supports 2133. Yeah, so I would think we go with the 10100, which would be a huge upgrade from the G4560. The motherboards are more expensive than I thought, though. Tapatootie, are you in the US? Do you have access to Amazon and Amazon Warehouse? Because that's going to make a big difference as to how much we can fit in here. I only plan to upgrade the motherboard and CPU for now. I think if you're doing those two. Oh, you're from the Philippines? Oh, jeez. You have $250. I'm guessing that's the conversion to US. I wouldn't even know how to start looking, especially for used market stuff in the Philippines. My recommendation, not knowing like the pricing and like the used market especially, I would say 10100F, cheapest compatible motherboard you can get, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. Would you be able to look that up and tell me if that adds up to 250 or less? 10400F if you can fit it, obviously, but being that international prices are not nearly as good as US prices, I don't know if you would be able to fit the 10400F with the motherboard and 16 gigabytes of RAM in the Philippines. Joe Panico said, or Panico or Panico? By the way, if you guys did get gifted membership, please thank Citrus for their generosity. But Joe says, you missed my question earlier, Danny. Do you think 30 series Founders Edition adapters may eventually be prone to fail as the 4090 Founders Edition has? So there's been a lot of stuff regarding the failure, and there's two different things going on. I gotta turn off this. We'll let this last alert go through, and then I'm gonna turn it off for a second. Okay. Oh, Panico. Okay. Joe Panico. Got it. So from what I'm reading, because I don't have like a 40 series card on hand, but initially there was those, I don't know who reported on it first, But they were talking. I think Jay made a video on it. I'm not sure if Gamers Nexus covered it. But the first issue with the power connectors on the 40 series cards, right, was how many times you could install and remove it. And people made a big fuss about it. Even though it turned out that the story was kind of misconstrued. Like, even the cards or the series before the 40 series, they had the same standards in terms of how many times they were rated for you were able to install and uninstall the plug. It was like 30 times, right? So that's like, I thought that was a non-issue. It's been like the number of times that every other card before it had. I don't know why people made a big fuss about it on these newest cards. And 20 to 30 times is like the bare minimum or whatever, right? You're obviously going to get more, especially if you're not like just yanking at it. I don't know how those standards are like determined or developed, but that is the non-issue part. The second one is regarding more like the power draw, right? And gauge of cables being used and things like that. I don't think it should be an issue with the earlier series cards because one, they've been in the wild for long enough now, and it hasn't been like a big enough issue for it to come up. But two, there's just lower power consumption compared to the 4090. So I don't think you should be worried about it. I mean, are you running like a 3090 Ti? That would be the only one that I would be even slightly concerned about. If you're running just like a 3060, 3070, you shouldn't be worried. Wait, really, why would he cancel? Oh, my friend is getting his first PC and ordered an iBuyPower pre-built. Should he cancel or keep it? Yeah, you can list the specs. Really? Yeah, that name makes it really hard to like use and not be out of context, but well, okay, so Extreme Zone. I could see if use cases, especially for testers, like people like, you know, people who make content around it, they probably do reach up to that 20 or 30 times. But even then, I guarantee if you gave me any 4090 and I unplugged it and replugged it and unplugged it 40 times, or like even 100 times, it'll be fine. Again, with the standards, there could be something weird about why it was written that way or made to be that way, but apparently it's not different than anything else that we've had in the past, so that part was not an issue. Jay's content is so sensational and dramatic. He will take every chance he can to get into yeah, so I've noticed that actually, I'm trying to think back. Because I've seen Jay's content. I don't watch all of Jay's content, obviously, because there's too many content creators out there with too many videos. It's impossible to watch everything. But if any one of you out there who watch a lot of Jay's content, would you say that it's only been recently that Jay has been dipping into the drama side of things, in the tech news and stuff like that? Or has that been something that he has consistently been doing since like 2014 or whenever he started the channel? Yeah, he did do the oopsie, and I don't think he really apologized like heartfeltly anyways from when he said buy the graphics cards now, and then all the graphics cards, like especially the expensive ones over $1,000, they took a huge massive price drop. Sutmig says, is an external mic worth it for a non-streamer? I have a HyperX Cloud Alpha headset, but the volume knob has static sometimes. Yeah, I think the typical consensus is usually standalone mics, that's what they're made to do. But for most gaming headsets, the mic is kind of like an afterthought, and most of the focus is on, you know, the ear cups and the audio portion, or the listening portion of it, and not the mic. The mic is usually just slapped on. So is it there are a lot of good quality mics. Coalition Gaming, Chris actually reviewed one. If you go to Coalition Gaming's page, he actually reviewed one recently. He's actually reviewed a lot of budget mics. You can listen to the sound quality there. You can spend like anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks on a mic from Amazon, and it's gonna have pretty good sound quality. It's gonna have like better sound quality than a headset for sure, but obviously it's not going to compare to like the $200 mics out there. But it's definitely good enough to like be rid of like static issues and things like that. Oh, Chris, how much was that RGB mic that you recently reviewed? It actually looked pretty cool too. I thought that was a pretty cool looking mic. Let me see if I can bring it up. The best microphone for noisy rooms. The Tacstar one, 40 bucks. But here's the thing. This one has RGB. You don't necessarily need the RGB. Also, this one, it had the noise reduction like claim, right? There are a lot of other mics similar to this for 30 bucks or less. Yeah, and the Elgato Wave, that one's a little bit pricier at 50 bucks, but those went on sale recently too. Hey, there's Barnacles. But yeah, so if you're looking for an external mic to get better sound quality from that compared to a headset, definitely look up like the cheaper $20 to $30 mics and listen to sound comparisons. Chris has done a few of those, like quite a few of those mic reviews on his channel, as well as a lot of other people have too. So definitely check those out. The Q2U, isn't that like a $60 to $70 mic? Yeah, 60 bucks is what it's looking like right now on Amazon. 60 bucks. Chris actually suggested this to me too, but I ended up finding a Blue Yeti for cheap enough, and then NZXT sent me this one, so I never ended up getting the Q2U. I like it though because you can hold it like a singer, and I'm starting to hold my mics now in my videos. I like Best Buy, but I hate going to the store because of all the desperate sales. Yeah, dude, that's the thing about brick and mortars nowadays. It's like, there's not, especially when you go and it's not crowded, there's so many employees, and I don't know, does Best Buy give commissions for when they sell something? Like, I'm a talkative person, but if I got a job at Best Buy, I would only really answer and get into conversation with people who are asking questions. I don't think I would be all over them like vultures. Best Buy employees don't make commission though, lol. Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe they're just very passionate about their jobs, which I guess isn't a bad thing, but going to stores where I know what I'm looking for or I just want to browse, but having constantly be asked, like, do you need help or something? It does bug me a little bit sometimes. Micro Center has commission, but the people there are pretty friendly. Has anyone made an undercover video going into a Micro Center, acting like a complete noob with PC parts? And seeing, it seems like something that Jay or Kyle would do, but they're super recognizable, so it would have to be a smaller content creator. Basically what you do is you go into Micro Center, act like you don't know anything about PC parts, and see if the information they're giving you is valid or not. Did Kyle do that at Best Buy? He just act like he didn't know anything? Huh. Yeah, so you just repeat the idea for a Micro Center. You posted a picture of your setup. Okay, let me get over to the Twitter side of things because Tapatootie, hopefully we helped you out. You being in the Philippines makes it really hard. But I recommended the minimum price or minimum specs that I would recommend jumping up to based on what you had. So hopefully that helped out if you're still here. Okay, so let's go over to Twitter. We do have submission, just one submission. Sweet. All right, Elijah Moore. Hopefully you're okay with your name being on here because that's what your Twitter name is. My setup took 5 years to build. Main PC is a Ryzen 5 5600X. 5 years? Okay, I'm trying to think of 5 years to build because you do have very modern parts. So did you save up money over like the course of 5 years and then bought it? Because if I guess when I think about building up a setup, you start procuring parts kind of early, but none of these seem like it's more than a year or two old. So, okay, so you have a 5600X and a 6600, very solid. 16 gigabyte of the RAM, pretty standard. B550 motherboard. Let's see. Wait, what? Oh, and then you have a second streaming PC with the Ryzen 5 2600X and a 1660 Ti. Alright, you got your Twitch channel here. Gonna get a little promo here. Any videos up? No videos. No schedule. About. Alright. So there's nothing really on your Twitch channel for people to check out. And then, alright, let's look at the pictures of this. So cable management on bottom is actually looking really clean. Why is it so dark and dim? So cable management looks clean. Radio Shack and Circuit City. You could always tell a Circuit City by the big red block that it had. And then here is your setup. And you're watching the stream. Thank you for the support. 2 mice for the 2 systems, I'm assuming. Got a box fan in the back. Where are your 2 PCs though? I see 1 PC up here. I cannot see where the second one is because you have 2 of them, one for streaming. Also, I'm trying to see, is this a portable monitor right here? Are these 2 portable monitors? I can't see the monitor stand, so it looks like one of those tablet-like monitors. Alright, story about Comp USA. Someone's saying Comp USA was also awful. Comp USA was the place where I bought my first ever thumb drive. So, what year was this? Because remember when flash drives, even for like 56 megabytes or 128 megabytes, where it was like 40 or 50 bucks? I was using floppy disks up until high school, around, I think, freshman year of high school. Freshman year floppy disk. But then we started doing projects where we were doing video or something, and you can't put those onto, what, 3 megabyte floppy disks? So, Comp USA, I think this was before Best Buy started carrying even, like, anything PC related. This was like 2004-ish. Comp USA, they had thumb drives. I spent $40 on sale for a 128 megabyte thumb drive. Not even a gigabyte. A gigabyte back then was like 150 or 200 bucks. Yeah. Wait, Jason. Did you use thumb drives in middle school, I guess would be the time? You gotta look at the year and not by the high school. I don't remember when thumb drives started to get cheaper. But I remember we used floppy disks up until freshman year of high school. It's when I made the jump over to the thumb drive. And that was 2003, 2004-ish. If you were using flash drives before 2003, 2004, you must have been rich because those are really expensive. My first thumb drive, you bought a thumb drive on eBay in 2004? I don't think I would have trusted eBay for electronics back then. Yeah, Staples had some pretty good deals too. To be fair, we went to a poor school, Danny. Well, no, obviously, I don't think, did your guys' schools give you thumb drives to use? They gave us the floppy disks because those were dirt cheap. But they definitely did not give us the thumb drives. I just remember because one of the people that I knew from school, they worked at the Comp USA, so they gave us a discount. They gave us the employee discount, me and my brother, to buy our first thumb drives. $64 megabytes for 10 bucks? Dang. Oh, look at Twitter and vote. Wait, vote on what? Okay, let's see. We got some more Twitter submissions. Oh, is this Citrus? All right, we definitely gotta give Citrus the plug. Which this does not mean. Do not just donate for plugs. Oh, okay. Citrus, what do you watch currently? Here, I'm actually gonna put this link. If you all can vote too, I'm gonna pin this. All right, what do I watch currently? It's actually a mix of all these. Did y'all watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners? That was the most recent anime I watched. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really good. It was 10 episodes. You know, it wrapped up. There's no waiting a year and a half for the next season. The animation was done really well. The voice acting, especially in English, I thought was done very well. The dub. I watch shows, movies with my wife like every week and weekend. So I would say I probably watch movies the most. Oh my goodness, I have to sign in for this. Y'all gonna see my info. All right, let me sign in. Shane S. Like, what do I currently watch? Nobe. Okay. Oh man, I gotta verify on my phone. Yes, it's me, incognito browser. It is me. Okay. Now we can go back to here. Browser. All right. So what did I watch? So I definitely watch movies the most, probably. Okay. What is the reason you first started playing Overwatch? What did I? So that was what, 2016 when it came out. I think it was friends or family. It's a mix between these two. Because I'm a big Blizzard fan. So I would say he found it on Blizzard. But my friends also played it. So it's a mix between these two votes. Yeah, so I actually never played through Cyberpunk, which I need to, after watching Edge Runners, because a lot of references from the show is, it references stuff in the game. So, yeah, I definitely need to play through it and probably try to make a build like one of the characters. But, yeah, I thought it was really great. Yeah, more filler episodes. I wouldn't have minded a couple of more filler episodes to bring it up to like 12 to 15 count for the episode count. But yeah, I binge watched it basically in 2 days. Have you seen The Boys? Yeah, so I'm caught up on The Boys. It is a very interesting take on superheroes / supervillains, as well as they're trying to put in as much like dirty humor and jokes and stuff into The Boys as possible, which sometimes I feel like it's too much, but it's also unique because no other show does that. Especially the scene where the person sneezes. You know what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. Like, you don't see that in any other show. So The Boys is definitely unique and entertaining in that way. And then the octopus scene with the deep, all that stuff. Okay, so we vote. Okay, I gotta finish off the Twitter stuff and then I gotta have dinner. We're making hot pot tonight. Little Sheep Hot Pot, if you're familiar with what that is. Okay. So Citrus, I've answered. Those are my 2 answers. Hopefully other people have answered too. I have it pinned up if you guys can help Citrus out by answering the polls. It's in the pinned comment right now. Alright, back to Twitter. What else do we have here? Thanks for the submission, Elijah. Nope, not the DMs. We're not going to the DMs. And then we have XKR. Last one for the night. Recently upgraded my 12100F to a 12700KF. Very solid. With a Fuma 2 cooler. I'm looking for a motherboard and DDR5 to pair better next. UK PC part picker. Alright, let's take a look at the build. Alright. So here's the main chamber. Is that a micro ATX in a full ATX tower? It looks like it is, which is, I mean, that still works. Got a palette card. And then you got the Lian Li. Which land cool is this one? I always get the land cool numbers mixed up. But here is your build. So 12700KF, and what else do you have in there? You have a 2080 Ti. Okay, very solid. Wait, how are you planning on switching over to DDR5 memory? Are you going to get a new motherboard just to do that? Say you're... I'm looking for... Oh, yeah, motherboard and DDR5. Okay, sorry, I missed that. To pair better next. Honestly, if you can... if the performance is good enough, just stick with the DDR4. Play the games that you want to play at the settings you want to play it at, and see if that gets you the performance that you want. Like, you know, no stuttering or no frame drops, stuff like that. Yeah, your B660 is the DS3H. This is very much the budget board to choose. But, I mean, that's fine. What? Dig-a-doo. Alright, one more afterwards. But, y'all, I gave you like 40 minutes to post something, and now at the last minute, you want to post more. Okay, it's fine. Yes, the system, alright, so while... Okay, so looking at this build, so we're not all over the place. Everything looks fine. I mean, for the motherboard and RAM upgrades, you should definitely look up side-by-side comparisons. There's plenty of these videos out there. DDR4 3200, and then whatever memory you're looking at, DDR5, you know, like 4000 megahertz or something. Mega transfer per second, sorry. Look at the side-by-side comparisons as to what the actual difference is in various titles, and see if that's worth the upgrade for you. Because the DDR5 memory and DDR5 motherboard might be kind of pricey, and it may not be really worth it if you're already happy with the performance you're getting now. But otherwise, I mean, you have a very capable system. Thank you for submitting it, though. Okay, before we get to the last post, for the people who are asking, does the CPU work? Let me see what's going on here. Yes, it's still... Hey, it finished running! Alright, we're gonna point this camera back at it. This was the microscope I was using, by the way. So let's take a look. It passed the 30-minute stability test on Cinebench. Alright, here we go. Come on. So here it is. Let me get the focus right. So we went through, tested for 30 minutes. It scored 20,000 points. Can anyone look that up and see if that's a normal score for a 5900X? We fixed it. We fixed the bent pins. And we've passed the 30-minute Cinebench score. That was Kuya Isaac who was asking. Let me see. 5900X Cinebench. So we'll take a look at what the internet says. So let's take a look at some completed runs. So we got Guru 3D here. What else do we have? TechSpot. Here we go. We got Steve from Hardware and Box. I'm pretty sure he did this one. This is single core. Dang it. And it's Cinebench R20. Why? I ran Cinebench R23. So let's see if we can find any information on that. Alright. 5900X. This one is scoring... Okay, I think it's overclock. Any 5900X user able to beat this... Wait, single core. Okay. This is without enabling PBO limits and just using curve optimizer and clock. Alright, so they did some messing around in the BIOS, and they got 21. Okay, so I would say getting 20,000 without anything and with a kind of subpar cooler, the CPU is working as intended, in my opinion. The 5900X was successfully unbent in the pins, and then it's running as expected. Danny, is there a way to get a timer to repost a message in chat for slow mode? I don't believe so. It is set to 10 seconds right now. So you should be able to post something every 10 seconds. But I don't think there's a way to get like a counting timer. So. Alright, last one. And then I gotta go wake up Melissa to have dinner. Oh wait, no. Nobody posted anything else. So I think we're good. The person who said they were going to post did not post. Because we've got all those. Alright. Hilo Nguyen? Halo Nguyen? Hilo? You did post, you swear. You probably at me incorrectly. So, again, I need to update the description with this. But, when you start tweeting out, like, when you start, you can't just go at nerd on a budget and then start typing stuff. You cannot start a tweet with the at, otherwise I won't see it. For whatever reason, Twitter does this. That's why sometimes you see people put a period and then they tag someone and then write something. But when you just add someone, it does not pop up. What is this? Fights and knockouts. What's going on? Okay. Okay, I'm about to get... I'm about to get demonetized right there. Yeah, I saw a 5900X score of 21,189. Yeah, that's probably assuming they did either some kind of overclocking or auto overclocking or have a better cooler so it can run at lower temps to boost higher. So, yeah, I think 20,000 for... Especially the motherboard I'm using in there too. It's like, it's just a B6... what board is that? I think it was just a B450 Aorus board. So, it's not like top of the line board or anything. So, I would say 20,000 I'm happy with. I'm going to keep testing it, but yeah. When are you switching to Rumble? What is Rumble? Is this like a social media platform or a streaming platform or what? Am I just out of... Oh, Nob streams. Well, you gotta get the tag and the streams. I'm not seeing it. I think they're blacklisting you. Because you see here, I'm looking up Nob streams as it's supposed to be latest. Let me see, latest? Nope, I only see the ones that I've already gotten to. It's from Luke. I don't see anything from Luke in my top or latest. Danny, can you tell me the first thing I should replace if my computer won't display? If your computer won't display, I tried moving the RAM and all of that, just no different parts yet. But everything spins and light up. No display. I'm assuming you are plugging it into the graphics card, not the motherboard. And I'm assuming you've tried different cables. Are you on an AMD graphics card / motherboard and CPU by chance? Rumble is uncensored while YouTube is censored. Not totally uncensored like OnlyFans. Alright, let me look this up. But is it like a monetization thing? What the heck is Rumble? Your rights management video platform. Host, distribute, and monetize all of your professional, social, and viral videos. I've actually not heard of Rumble. Okay, I just need to make sure it wasn't like a OnlyFans type thing where we see boobies everywhere. But alright, have y'all heard of Rumble? Because I have not. Honestly though, it'll be so hard to pull anyone away from YouTube. I mean, Linus is doing it with Floatplane. There's other platforms where you can post videos to, like Vimeo, but no one... As much as I like hate YouTube being the monopoly of like long form content, it's so hard to just jump over to any other platform and lose the viewership that you normally get. Wow, can I put... For him, you found it? I mean, you can't post the link in chat though, because YouTube doesn't allow me to post it. Hazard Me has used Rumble. Here, I think it might have come through. Here we go. Here's Luke's thing. Alright. So what are we doing, Luke? This is the last one for the night because we are going almost an hour and a half or half an hour past typical time. Oh, Rumble is an alt-right cesspool. Is there anything that would have given me that idea? Dems suicide at debate. Please censor comedy. Joe Biden really beat Big Pharma. I mean, okay, now I'm seeing that almost everything here is political. So... Yeah, I'm not joining... First of all, I don't even lean right politically. But also, I wouldn't join one that is specifically political in the first place, so... Yeah. I was not aware of that, though. I know of the, what is it, Truth Social? Is that the Twitter alternative? Is it Truth, or is there another one? But, yeah. Okay. So, here's your system. What are we trying to do with this? You did post about, what did you want me to do? Do one more? You just want me to look at it? There's no... okay, so here's your system. Man, these... I gotta open it in a new tab, because... So we can zoom in. Alright, what character is that? I don't know what character that is. But you got this white build with very beautiful light up white cables. And that is the Asus Strix White Edition. I don't know what card that is. You'll probably list it here. You have a 3070, okay, 1TB storage, Z63, NZXT 510, 850 watt, okay, 5600X. All right, very solid modern day system. And here's your setup. You're drinking some Prime. How is Prime, by the way? I'm very curious, but I've never bought it before. I've seen it in the grocery store. But I don't want to look like a Logan Paul, or not, Logan Paul / KSI follower by buying it. Pretty clean setup though. It looks like you got a bunch of Smarties and other candy here on the side. Let's take a look at that a little bit more. So you got some Smarties. Yo, Jason, he got Smarties, your favorite candy from the candy tier list. How close is Smarties to chalk candy cigarettes? But, and then what are these? I can't tell what those are. But, otherwise, very clean setup, very nice build. You got this nice ambient RGB. Oh, by the way, remember last week on AliExpress, I looked at those hexagon panels that people were recommending. I bought that as well as something else. It'll be here in a month. That's just what it is with AliExpress. So yeah, I can do a live on-stream review and unboxing of those. Just seeing this light reminded me of it. But yeah, very clean setup though. And you got a monitor stand with a single monitor, so you cleared up space in the front. Very nice, very nice. Was there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. Just had some smart... Dude! Okay, we're gonna spend the last 5 to 10 minutes just chatting. So I can focus on chat. Alright, so Spice had the issue, right? With, You screenshotted me? So you're not getting a display on your computer even though everything lights up. When you put the GPU in the motherboard, it doesn't seem like it's going all the way on the left side. So the left side is where it gets screwed into the case. Is that a problem that can happen? How do you go around that? If the graphics card is going in and is lining up with the expansion slot covers that were removed, and it can be screwed in, that's pretty much it going all the way in and making full contact. If you can see it kind of slanting or like it clearly not going in all the way, then what I'm thinking is sometimes the graphics card, the portion that has to go on the side of the motherboard, sometimes that... Let me see if I can... Where's the graphics card? Sometimes on a graphics card, this portion of it, you see this portion down here? These, I don't know what you call it, these teeth? These... If they're bent in any way, or if they're just, I don't know, it was bad tolerance when they were assembled, sometimes when you push it in, this part hits the motherboard instead of going right, like, to the side of it. So that could be preventing your graphics card from seating all the way, because you're saying on, if we're looking at it this way, you're saying the left side might not be going in all the way. This stuff, this right here, could be hitting the motherboard instead of going on the side of it so it can seat down, if that makes sense. So check that. But otherwise, I mean, have you tried multiple ports on your graphics card to make sure it's not that? Try multiple cables. Past that, it could be CPU related, it could be memory related, it could be motherboard related. Getting no display could be a number of things. The Cruiser, I cannot review the PC listing on Java because we are over time, and I'm finishing off the stream right now, so I can't do anymore. But if you are here next week, we could do that for sure. The character was from Black Butler. Okay, I've never seen that show, so. Firefox or Chrome? Honestly, I still use Chrome. I don't remember what year I first learned about Chrome, but remember when Chrome first came out? Well, so for the history of like browsers for me is, I started on Internet Explorer like most people do. And then I learned about Firefox some point in high school. I think it was Nick, my friend Nick from the LAN Party Stories. He was the one who started using Firefox first, and I think told the rest of us about it. And then at some point in college, Chrome became the most popular browser that everyone was using. So then I hopped over to Chrome. And I've been using Chrome pretty much ever since. But I use Firefox for the streams, and it works fine. I use Internet Explorer or Edge when I have like a fresh PC, like Windows install, and I have to get the first programs from it. But when I'm navigating to those websites, it works fine. Honestly, Edge, Firefox, and Chrome, I could use all three of them without complaining too much. But just due to familiarity, I still use Chrome. Actually, that's a good question. We can pose that one before the end of the stream. Which browser do you use? Okay, Edge/IE, Chrome, Firefox, and what would be the next one? Safari, maybe, or Opera? We can only fit 4, so you gotta vote for one of them if you had to use one, or what you're using now. Yeah, okay, so Opera. Yeah, I just said that, but I put Safari as the last option. Shauner says, I have 4 different Chrome profiles. Yeah, and then with Chrome, you can log into multiple computers, and it's kind of like you can log in with your email. I mean, maybe Firefox and Edge can do that too, but I'm just more familiar with Chrome, so that's why I use it. But yeah, to have to reset up all those things on a different browser, even though there's importing and stuff like that, it's just, it's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for me, Chrome hasn't been broken ever since I started using it years ago. So there's no reason for me to hop off of it until I personally have issues with it, I guess. Hazard Me uses one called Brave. Heard Brave is good too and coming up. Okay, interesting. What else is there? Yeah, Vivaldi. So there's Edge is awesome for downloading Chrome on a fresh install. Exactly. Shane Eslick. But yeah, so people are using some of these other ones that I've never used, or some of them I haven't even heard of. Whatever happened to Yahoo? Honestly, I don't know. Whatever happened to like a lot of these browsers or search engines in general. KL138 says I use yeah, so I use Chrome the most, but sometimes I do pull up Firefox when I don't want any of like pre-existing cookies or any of like my pre-filled info, autofill stuff. That's why I would use Firefox for. And sometimes I use Edge because some websites, for whatever reason, sometimes they have issues with Chrome and Firefox. Then I go to the third default and I go to Edge, and it works for some reason. So yeah, I go down the list if I ever run into any problems. Yahoo is for new, I'm guessing you mean news reading. Yahoo died during the dot-com boom and made some bad investments over time and continue to die. In terms of search engine itself, do people still use Bing? Has anyone used Bing as a search engine in the last month? And if so, what did you use it for? Do people use Microsoft Bing still? I've never actually used it, unironically. Like, I've used it just to... I remember on Reddit, someone posted... If you want to find videos and specific types of videos, you can search on here. So, let's see if we can find Nerd on a Budget on the video section. Let's see if that still holds true. Hey, pretty good. This might be better than Google video searches for me, honestly. Like, the good thing is Bing. So when you go to Google videos, I oftentimes get stuff that links to like Facebook or other crap. But look at this, Nerd on a Budget. As just a simple term, everything points back to a YouTube video of mine. Like every single video. If I did this on Google, I feel like I would get other channels and like other PC related content. But wow. I only open up Bing accidentally within sketchy website ads. Yeah. Are the first listings ads? Where? Wait, I didn't get any ads on the first listings. None of these are ads. I don't know what this stuff at the top is. These are like categories or like other suggestions, I think. Unless these are the ads, but at least it's not intrusive and like the big thumbnails and stuff are here. My coworker uses Bing. What about Ask Jeeves? Well, Ask Jeeves turned into Jeeves after a while, right? Try Jeeves? What is this? Okay, maybe that's not the same thing. Ask Jeeves. Ask.com. Oh yeah, they went to Ask.com. Not this one. What the heck? This looks like Crypto.com. What is this? What monitor does James use? Honestly, I don't remember. I think it's some 34-inch ultra-wide 1440p high refresh rate one. I can ask him, but I don't remember. In the all tab, when you are searching for drivers, wait, what? The thing that's about Bing and Edge is they have ads on the first listings. Oh, in the all tab. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you look at like NVIDIA drivers, right? This is what you're talking about. My first listing on Bing right now is the official NVIDIA site. Is this an ad? I wouldn't think it would be, because it's like, unless NVIDIA paid to have it as the first spot. Wait, going to this, it's pretty accurate. Have you ever used Netscape Navigator? Yeah, many years ago. Yeah, Kakapipi, I do not know exactly what monitor James uses, but if I can find out, if you're here next stream, maybe I can tell you. Alright, we are 2.5 hours into stream. First of all, I want to say thank you for everyone for being here, as always. We were successfully able to fix the CPU. And yeah, I think most people probably saw the whole process of it. So that was my first time doing more than like 2 pin straightening. We probably did like, I don't know, anywhere from like 15-ish pins or so. Some of them that were actually bent so much that they were making contact. So the fix was good. Hopefully B Jones watches this stream and then gets into contact with me so I can send it back to him, a working CPU. If not, I need to find his information some other way. But other than that, I do have a Intel Arc related video coming up, Arc A770. So be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, yeah, very fun, successful stream. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Yeah, I am starving. I am indeed starving. So, ooh, when I take it out, hopefully the pins are not stuck in the socket. Fingers crossed. But everyone, have a great rest of your night. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend coming up. I will see you in the next stream as we're here every single week. Same time, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, or in the comment of the next video. Take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye.